Do you really believe? Do you really trust God's commands enough to be obedient to them? Let's think about that as we read tonight's Advent passage. Actually, going to do two passages tonight. I'm going to try and fly through them. This is Judges 13, verses 2 and following, and then we're going to go over to Luke 1, verses 5 and following. So let's start with Judges 13, beginning in verse 2. There was a certain man from Zorah, from the family of Dan, whose name was Manoah. His wife was unable to conceive and had no children. The angel of the Lord appeared to the woman and said to her, "Although you are unable to conceive and have no children, you will conceive and give birth to a son. Now please be careful not to drink wine or beer or to eat anything unclean, for indeed you will conceive and give birth to a son. You must never cut his hair, because the boy will be a Nazirite to God from birth, and he will begin to save Israel from the power of the Philistines." Then the woman went and told her husband, and she repeats everything that the angel says. And then in verse 8, Manoah prayed to the Lord and said, "Please, Lord, let the man of God you sent come again to teach us what we should do for the boy who will be born." God listened to Manoah, and the angel of God came again to the woman. They have a son, and that son is Samson. Here's Luke 1, starting in verse 5. In the days of King Herod of Judea, there was a priest of Abijah's division named Zechariah. His wife was from the daughters of Aaron, and her name was Elizabeth. Both were righteous in God's sight, living without blame according to all the commands and requirements of the Lord. But they had no children because Elizabeth could not conceive, and both of them were well along in years. He goes on to explain Zechariah works in the temple, and when it's time for his shift, he's in there alone, and an angel appears to him and says that they are going to have a child. And he says about that child, "For he will be great in the sight of the Lord, and will never drink wine or beer. He will be filled with the Holy Spirit while still in his mother's womb. He will turn many of the children of Israel to the Lord their God, and he will go before him in the spirit and power of Elijah, to turn the hearts of fathers to their children, and the disobedient to the understanding of the righteous, to make ready for the Lord a prepared people." Very similar, right? Now in verse 18, Zechariah says, "How can I know this?" Zechariah asked the angel, "For I am an old man, and my wife is well along in years." The angel answered him, "I am Gabriel, who stands in the presence of God, and I was sent to speak to you and tell you this good news. Now listen, you will become silent and unable to speak until the day these things take place, because you did not believe my words, which will be fulfilled in their proper time." So, what does this say about God? It says God listens to our prayers. It says that God has compassion when we come back with questions, but ultimately he's going to honor trust, faith, obedience. What does it say about people? It says we have questions about God's commands. Zechariah had questions about how this could be possible, but Manoah had questions about how to obey. So what do I do with this? I'm going to use this as a filter for my prayers over the next couple of days. Am I asking God, do you really want me to do this? Do I really have to do this? Or am I asking God, how can I obey this? What do I need to do next? What did you hear in the parallels of these passages? Leave it in the comments, and I'll see you tomorrow.